All right, let's open up a really chilling file today. We're diving into the dossier on Mad Jim Jaspers, a man who went from being a politician to becoming one of the most conceptually terrifying threats to, well, all of existence.
And really, his entire story boils down to this one deeply unsettling question. It's not just about getting power, it's about what happens when that power lets you just unmake reality itself. Everything you think is real.
So, where does a nightmare like this even begin? Well, you'd think it would start with some kind of cosmic horror, right? Nope. It starts with something way more familiar, way more human. A politician's ambition.
And this is the core duality of the man himself, Sir James Jaspers. On the one hand, you've got his public image, super charismatic, a high-ranking British politician, the whole deal. But underneath that, just a mutant with the godlike ability to look at the laws of physics and say, nah, I don't think so. So you've got institutional authority and cosmic power in one person. That's a scary combo.
And it's exactly that combination, that paradox of immense, reality-shattering power mixed with a very, very human ego, that was the recipe for disaster. His ambition totally eclipsed his sanity. His ego just couldn't handle what he could do, and he started to break, turning into this living anomaly that threatened the very fabric of the multiverse. Okay, so that leads us right into the psychology of this guy. Because his madness, it wasn't just some unfortunate side effect of his powers. No. It was his greatest weapon. They actually have a term for his condition, the mad. And we're not talking about simple insanity here. This is a total fundamental detachment from what we call consensual reality. To him, the entire fabric of existence, it's not a home. It's a toy box, something he can just play with, rearrange, and, break whenever he gets bored. This quote from the dossier just says it all, doesn't it? I mean, just let that sink in, the sheer scale of that narcissism. Wiping out billions, maybe trillions of lives, an entire timeline. And to him, it's just like a kid getting tired of their toys. There's zero empathy there. It's all just pure cosmic-level ego. And that right there is what makes him so utterly terrifying. You can't reason with him. You can't predict what he's going to do next. His actions are completely illogical because he's operating on a level of insanity that's, well, it's his greatest weapon. Even cosmic beings, these entities with unimaginable intelligence, couldn't figure him out. His madness was his game plan. So let's look at a case file, shall we? This is where we see the proof of what this guy is capable of. We're talking about the 238 catastrophe, the first time we saw his power truly unleashed, resulting in the complete and total annihilation of an entire universe. And look how he did it. It was so methodical. It's chilling. Step 1. He creates this unstoppable killing machine called the Fury, and its only job is to hunt down and eliminate every single superhuman. Step 2. Once all the heroes are gone, all the opposition is cleared, he just breaks reality. He turns his entire universe into this chaotic, twisted, uninhabitable void, a crooked world. It was basically a test run for his real ambitions. So what was the endgame here? How do you stop that? Well, you don't. The situation was so bad, the reality so fundamentally broken, that the only solution was to hit delete on the entire universe. The Captain Britain Corps literally had to erase Earth-238 from existence just to stop his madness from spreading. That's the scale we're dealing with. A true zero-tolerance containment failure. But of course, it didn't stop there, because now we have to talk about the 616 incursion. A different version of Jaspers pops up in a new reality, our main reality, and this time, he's got a whole new strategy. Instead of just breaking everything right away, this Jaspers was way more subtle. He played the long game. He used that political charm and cunning to orchestrate this subtle fascist takeover of the British government. It was this insidious combination of political manipulation and his reality-warping powers just slowly leaking out. And as his political power grew, reality around him started to, well, fray at the seams. They called it the Jaspers Warp. His power literally started leaking into the atmosphere, saturating London with his madness until the city became a surreal nightmare. Think buildings twisting into impossible shapes, physics just giving up, logic itself becoming a thing of the past. And this wasn't just contained to London. Oh no. This version of Jaspers came terrifyingly close to his ultimate goal, infecting the entire omniverse with his madness. He was on the verge of causing a complete and total multiversal collapse. Okay, so a guy who can do that, how in the world do you even begin to stop him?
Well, that brings us to his power set, and more importantly, his one single omega-level flaw.
First off, let's just get the official classification on the table. We're talking omega level. That's the top of the food chain, the highest possible threat designation, reserved for beings who can literally define reality on a cosmic scale.
So what does that mean, exactly? It means he can restructure matter and energy. He can rewrite the laws of physics like you'd rewrite a sentence. He can create life from nothing, bring people back from the dead, fold dimensions with just a thought. He's a god. Plain and simple, a completely and totally insane God.
But, and this is the crucial part, here's the flaw. His incredible power needs something to work on. It requires a canvas. He can't manipulate reality if there's no reality to manipulate. You stick him in a total void, and he's vulnerable. That one tiny detail, that's the key. That's his kryptonite.
So, at the end of the day, what's the big takeaway here? Let's talk about his legacy. Because he's more than just a powerful bad guy. There's a reason he's such an unforgettable, chilling figure.
Mad Jim Jaspers is really a critique of absolute power. His creator was exploring this terrifying intersection of bureaucracy and cosmic chaos. What happens when you give a tidy, orderly, fascist mindset the power to literally unmake the universe? That's the horror he represents.
And that's his real legacy, isn't it? It's a warning. It's this chilling reminder that sometimes the greatest threats, the ones that cause the most profound chaos, come from the very people who claim they're just trying to uphold order.
Which kind of leaves us with this one final, really haunting idea to chew on. The universe, it's only as stable as the minds of the people who govern it.